Greetings, Groaners, and welcome along to the Groan Zone Mother's Day special. That's here in the UK anyway, this Sunday. We know that our friends across the pond in America celebrate Mother's Day later in the year, and Mother's Day is on different days around the world. Also, as today is Friday, happy International Women's Day to every woman out there. As it is today when recording this episode, that being Friday, which I've already said. I'm repeating myself, let's move on. We'll sort something out for both of these special days as this episode runs its course. A warning, Groaners, this will be a very wordy and long episode. So if this is your first episode and you hate my voice, my apologies. With that being said, we kickstart off with my groans. Underappreciation for a mother. It always gets to me when a kid underappreciates their mother, be they their birth mother, their stepmother or adopted mother. Without their love and support, you wouldn't be able to enjoy the life you have. Don't ever take your mother for granted. Failed mothers. It boils my blood when a mother runs away from her children, stating she never wanted them or something similar along those lines. There are women out there who possibly cannot have kids who would kill for the chance to be a mother, but these ignorant, unresponsible swines shun it and squander it. I hate it. Overbearing mothers. This is the kind of mother who is ultra strict and allows you no freedom to do anything. You must ask them for permission all the time. They think they have total control even in your life once you move out. Get a clue. Once your kid has flown the nest, you cannot demand things of them. They are free of your control. Deal with it. Well, that's my groans beaten down for another week, but they'll return next week. I'm not going to groan about Mother's Day. Who would? Now, let's hit up Admin Nicole's first of 3 Mother's Day facts. Fact number 1. One of the earliest Mother's Day celebrations was in ancient Greece. These spring celebrations were in honour of the Rhea, that's R-H-E-A, the goddess of fertility, motherhood and generation. There'll be more facts later, but now we run the gauntlet of the 5-point countdown. Are you groaners playing along live? Are you ready? I think I hear them typing. I believe they're all ready. If you'll play along after the recording, I'm sure you are too. Here we go. Clue number 5. For 5 points. I can be given as a gift, but don't always need to be paid for. A clue one more time. Clue 5 for 5 points. I can be given as a gift, but don't always need to be paid for. Your answers, Groaners. Give me them, please. Here's where you pause, you answer, you unpause. What do we have? We have flower and flowers, okay? Good ones there, good ones there. Here we go. Clue number 4 for 4 points. I can be big or small in size. Clue number 4 for 4 points again. I can be big or small in size. Pause, answer, unpause, playing along live, pop your answer in right now. Or if you're happy with the answer, keep your answer. It's up to you. Are you right or are you wrong? You'll find out in due course. Right, no one else is typing? Okay. Clue number 3. I have many variations and scents. That clue one more time. Clue number 3 for 3 points. I have many variations and scents. Okay. No one else is typing. Just while I got the answers of flower and flowers. Okay. Clue number 2 for 2 points. Look after me or I'll die. That clue one more time for clue number 2 for 2 points. Look after me or I'll die. And last clue Clue number 1 for 1 point. I can be real or made of plastic. Clue number 1 for 1 point. I can be real or made of plastic. Right then, that is the 5-point countdown. Fully finished there. Everyone's popped their answer in. You'll find out later on with luck if you scored any points. If you change your answer from a right to a wrong answer, that doesn't mean if you got it right on 3 and then change to the answer on 2, that does not mean you get 3 points unless you change your answer back on clue number 1. Okay. We now move along to why oh why. Why oh why has this new treatment for congestion and hay fever being hailed as the ultimate cure. This new treatment is to fire someone else's snot, not your own, up your own nose. Doing this will in some weird magical way clear the passages for up to 3 months. I don't want to know how they found this out, but I must also ask, why oh why? And a quick disclaimer, the Groan Zone, Mr. E. Groaner and Admin Nicole cannot be held liable if you try this outside of a laboratory environment. To do this, you do so at your own risk. Don't try it, please. Please don't. Now we got our creep on with Admin Nicole's Creepy Corner. The title for this week's story is A Mother's Love. Douglas St. John was a very sick child. He remembers all the surgeries his father did to save his life when he was younger and all the things he had to make in order to do so. He remembers his father who did everything he could do to raise him, who taught him everything he needed to know about engineering and coding and robotics. All the things that would help him later in life, until he got sick and had to freeze himself anyway, keeping his body in stasis until Douglas found a cure. He wasn't alone though. He had his mother. Well, technically his mother died when he was born, but the woman who raised him, Douglas, also saw as a mother. Her name is Lillian, the most perfect robot to ever be created. She could learn, think for herself. She was perfectly imperfect in every way. That's just how Douglas's father built her. Douglas was 10 now, just blowing out his candles as his mother watched happily. He knew she was a robot, but she was also his mother. It may have been his birthday, but nothing changed. Talking to his dad, knowing he could still hear him, making sure he never forgot a thing. Reading to his mother's statue outside, the usual trips to the shops looking for scrap parts or anything he could upgrade. The drama of the metal detectors at the front of the shop and proving he didn't steal anything and his mum is just a robot. The strange woman who always offers him cookies on his way home that he's sure he often sees in his front garden every morning. She was always offering to give him a home, ignoring the fact that he already had one. Her name was Rachel, and she hated the fact that Douglas was being raised by a machine. She made sure to explain that to Lillian every day, who always assured her that being a robot had nothing to do with her ability to raise Douglas. His birthday went by as normal, with him and Lillian watching films until he fell asleep. However, as she made sure Douglas was safe in bed that night, she heard a noise outside and went to investigate. Of course, being a robot, she had night vision and all forms of self-defense ever known installed in her. There was no one there, just a note. Only a human can know love, it read. Lillian was unfazed, assuming this to be Rachel again. So she threw the note away, locked up the house and prepared to shut down for the night, until she got a thought to look up Rachel. She had tried previously, but even with access to all information in the world, there was nothing on Rachel. No facial recognition or her name. She knew she should be worried. She contacted a few of her robot friends that worked in national security to look into it for her. She couldn't leave Rachel alone if she was going to start being a danger this close to the house. By the next morning, a detective robot who worked undercover in Iceland some time ago got in touch. Rachel, or as she was better known as the Robot Reaper, had gone by many forms and names. She would kill any robot she came across for the sake of them being unwelcome and inferior to humans. Lillian knew she had to protect Douglas by any means and made sure he spent the next few days indoors. Rachel didn't like that, and one night as the clock struck midnight, she was there at the front door with a bang. She used a bomb to blow her way past the security and walked right in. Lillian was instantly alerted and ran to the sound knowing Rachel wasn't getting past her. Humans belong with humans, so give me the boy already. I can protect them far better than you can. What does a machine know about love anyway, she said. I've been raising the young master alone for almost 10 years now, and I'll not let you or anyone else hurt him, Lillian replied. Rachel was prepared though, and no matter how hard Lillian fought, she was no match for the weapons Rachel has used to kill countless robots before her. She didn't care. Lillian saw herself as Douglas's mother just as he did. She was prepared to do anything to save him. Just as Rachel was about to cut through Lillian's exposed wiring, Douglas yelled from behind them begging Rachel to stop. She refused, but she was going to take Douglas with her. Humans with humans, robots is scrap, that's how Rachel thought, but Douglas ran between and quickly took off his shirt exposing his heart. A visible heart encased in glass, beating so vividly. It was surrounded by lungs of bronze and so many gears and wires protecting a human heart, an unbreakable glass that would grow with him, part human, part machine. The reason his mother died, Douglas has a lot of failing organs, and so his father made him new ones, but even he couldn't replace a weak heart, and his mother was a match. She gave him her life, and his father encased it in the glass that would never break, so he'd always see his mother and know she was always with him. Building a rose garden from her ashes with a statue of her so she would always be with them. Now Lillian, his other mother, was trying to protect him as well. Rachel was angry and almost completely insane at this point, willing to kill Douglas so no one would ever find out he existed. As she grabbed her dagger and lunged for him, all he could do was cower, but then he heard Lillian tell him to close his eyes and cover his ears. The last thing he saw before he did so was Lillian raising her arm, barely attached by more than a mere few wires. The last thing he heard was a crunch and something heavy falling to the floor. He wondered if his father's precious bowling ball had fallen off the shelf. In an instant, it was over. No one ever talks about that day, but she assured her other friends that Rachel would not be a problem anymore. She was gone for good. Douglas helped repair his mother back to full health, and things were on as normal. Lillian didn't need to be human to have a soul. She was alive, and that was enough. They were far from being an ordinary family. The Iceman, the robot with a soul, and the boy with a glass heart, but they were a family all the same. As Lillian always told Douglas, our mother will do anything it takes to protect her child. Nothing will ever beat a mother's love. Very fitting for Mother's Day, Nicole. Well written. I still, to this day, do not know how she comes up with these stories. It's absolutely brilliant. But I smell another fact. Mother's Day fact number 2. The word mom comes from babies. The first sound most babies make is ma, which is why in almost every language the word for mother begins with M or something from the ma sound. Personally, I call my mother Mom. Love you, Mom. So, earlier I got my groans out, but now it's time for the audience groan. This one comes in via Discord direct message from HG of Lincoln. And she groans, when I keep getting the same gift every year, even though I drop hints for other things. I get it's the thought that counts, but some effort for my day would be good. I blame my hubby. Good groan, HG. Good groan. It's like being bought deodorant every birthday or Christmas. I feel your pain. But if you want to contribute your groans, your why or whys, your unluckies, or your hero or zero of the week nominations, or your feedback, you can do so via one of the many ways that we've made for you. Drop an email off to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. Hit us up on the Facebook group at the Groan Zone Podcast. Hit up myself or Admin Nicole on the Mystery Groaner or Nicole Amos on Facebook Messenger. You can Discord us on the Groan Zone. Or lastly, you can drop in on any of the comment sections on any of the episodes and drop in any one of the aforementioned things there. Now, moving on from that, there is no Double Down Dummies this week, but it will be back in 2 weeks' time. In light of International Women's Day, we will honour the following famous women of history. You may or may not know some of these. Harriet Tubman, Once she had escaped slavery and made it safely to Philadelphia, she became a free woman in her own right and dedicated her life to saving approximately 70 slaves as a conductor in the Underground Railroad. Amelia Earhart. In her attempt to become the first woman to circumnavigate the globe, both Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, mysteriously disappeared in their flight from New Guinea to Howland Island in 1937. She had radioed that they were low on fuel, but no one would ever find them ever again. She was an inspiration to women wanting to go into the aviation field. Rosa Parks. She became a leader in the 1950s after refusing to give up her seat for a white passenger on a bus. The bravery she had that day started the Montgomery bus boycott, which would become a major factor in ending legal segregation. She would continue to fight for what she believed in well into her later years before she died at the age of 92 in 2005. It takes true courage to stand up for what you believe in. Mary Curie, you all know this one. Known for her discovery of both radium and polonium, but also for her huge contribution to finding treatments for cancer, she became the first woman ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 1903 and then became the first person to ever win it twice in 1911. She was 66 when she died in 1934. She is also immortalised in the Mary Curie Cancer Charity, which has raised so much money for research into different types of cancer. Sally Ride. She became the first American woman and the third woman to travel to space in 1983. To join NASA's astronaut program, she beat out 1,000 other applicants. Her contributions to America's space program continued right until she passed away in 2012 when she was 61 years of age. Countless female astronauts have followed in her footsteps from Earth out there into space. We here at Groan Zone headquarters salute every single one of these amazing women. And now we advance to Oh Unlucky! This week's Oh Unlucky falls on the shoulders of the woman who is responsible for the creation of Mother's Day itself. Her name was Anna Jarvis. The motivation was pure and it was to honour her mother as well as mothers around the world. Unfortunately for Anna, the commercial giants of the world got a hold of her idea after it travelled so fast and they commercialised it. This is something Anna did not want and she even campaigned to have the day stopped. Unluckily for Anna, you can't stop the commercial juggernaut giant. We now hit our final fact with Mother's Day fact number 3. Carnations, which are the official Mother's Day flower, white carnations symbolise a mother that has passed, and red and pink symbolise those who are still with us. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. Now we move on. Hero of the week. This one's easy. Of course, the hero of the week is mums. All of you. But of course, if you're a single mum, a parent doing the dual role, or an adopted mum, then this hero nomination also applies to you because you're still doing the job of a mum and you're doing a damn good job as well. Now, we're coming to the end of another episode, but let's have Anagram Anxiety announced and then our game answers. Anagram Anxiety. I hate these, but good luck to all of you. Your anagram is Astra conni. That's ASTRA CONNI. I mean, what the hell, man? I don't know what Nicole uses to get these generated. The answer will be given on next week's show. What the hell am I for? The answer to last week's pictorial game was a portable urinal. If you're at that point in your life as a man where you can't aim into a toilet and need to use a portable urinal with a pipe attached to it to aim into the bathroom, then I'm sorry, you need help. More of that to come in a couple of weeks. And finally, the answer to the 5-point countdown was flowers. I believe a few of you playing along live, you went straight in there at 5 points. Well played to you. Phew! That certainly was a long, wordy episode to both write and to speak. Thankfully, my voice is back to normal, but maybe not after this episode. Take care, Groaners. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.